Brabina, Brabi, Bigina.
Take me back to Libya, where the drums still play my song. Take me back to my homeland. It's the place where I belong.
Lib Future TV, giving voice to progressive Liberians, speaking about politics, entertainment, and local news.
Shaking on his sand. I think funny and keeping distance. Me too started getting concerned. But what's up with your new attitude? And he said, oh baby, you are too fine to be stuck in this kind of.
We'd like to say a pleasant good evening and welcome to another edition of Lib Future TV here on 95.9. Today is Tuesday, the 28th of April 2026. So we bring you a repeat of an edition here. So let's go now to our technician who upload the video. Wherever you are, keep listening. Don't you go away.
My woman tell me say my son don't fall in love, but in the setting for those who ain't focus. Don't follow bad friends that will make you take in trust. But all the cool fastest, say my heart can't hear no one. All the promise I not commit, say my heart won't betray. Me love all I can let, but we let all on the get. Oh mama, I finish fall in love, and I'm a fault now. Bongo high is up. Oh mama, I'm a son, I know. Let me run the door, nobody can escape. Oh mama, oh, I finish fall in love. And I'm a fault now, bongo high is up. Oh mama, I'm a son, I know. Let me run the door, nobody can escape. Mama, I can't explain the way she hold me. Told me she don't want my money, only want my loving. If I feel it funny, she sure I'll be okay. If I feel the hungry, say the truth, I get me cause and you know I go, she go. If I take it low, she do. It's our room, like my picture on the wall. Oh, my like a problem, now be a woman. All the promises I don't commit, somehow I won't betray. Me alone, like a leg, but we let all on the get. Oh, mama, I finish fall in love. And I'm a fault now, bongo high is up. Oh, mama, I'm a son, I know. Let me run the door, nobody can escape. Oh, mama, oh, I finish fall in love. And I'm a fault now, bongo high is up. I'm a son, I know. Let me run the door, nobody can escape. Yeah. Funny! I've been some melody, yeah.
And so very shortly, we'll bring you the program. This is Lib Future TV here on Kia Radio 95.9. My name is Jefferson Weir, and of course, we'd like to say stay with us. Don't you go away. Keep listening as we let's now join Lovetta Davis for the news update. Lovetta, good evening. Welcome.
Good evening, Jefferson. Jefferson, are you getting me?
Yes, I'm getting you. I hope you're okay today.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well.
Okay. All right. So, with no time to waste, can you please bring us our news update.
Okay. All right. Today is April 28th, 2026. Good evening and welcome to LRB Future News Update with me, Lavecta Davis. ANC launches radio awareness campaign coming to address national issues. The Alternative National Congress (ANC) has launched a public awareness campaign that will feature political leader Arizona Cummings on several radio stations across Montserrat and other counties. As part of the campaign, Mr. Cummings is expected to address a range of national issues affecting all sectors, including the economy, education, health, and governance. Party officials say the radio appearances aimed to engage citizens directly and outline the ANC vision for transformation ahead of the 2029 elections. The schedule of radio stations and date is expected to be announced soon. The campaign comes as Cummings continues to broaden his political engagement following recent meetings with support groups and public commentary on national policy matters. Creative Council hailed Minister Crab as FAR members join County Meet Committee. The Liberia Creative Council praised Youth and Sports Minister Cornelius Krah uh, after FAR members were appointed to the National County Meet Steering Committee. We asked for a seat at the table and now we are helping design it. The council said appointees include Risley Myers, CRC, Safford the King, Anthony Fofana, and John Flomo. FAR Team Liberia claims historic bodybuilding victory in Accra despite hardships. Team Liberia won both categories and overall titles at the RBBF West Africa Championship in Ghana despite severe financial setbacks. Alonso Hammond was crowned overall champion, defeating athletes from Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and Cote d'Ivoire. After arriving with poor lodging and no game access, a private supporter intervened. The team returns April 29 and seeks funding for events in Barbados and Spain. Senate acknowledges House complaint over corny remarks, calls for legislative committee. The Senate acknowledged a House complaint over Senator Amara Connor's Facebook remarks on Representative Yeke Kolba's expulsion, which he called theater and madness. The Senate said it has engaged Conner and advised him their internal rules. Both chambers reaffirmed commitment to mutual respect and cordial relationship. Dispute deepens between War Crimes Court Office, Justice Ministry. War Crimes Court Office Chief Jala Babu accused Justice Minister also 12 of undermining the court's establishment through funding delays and bureaucratic obstacles. 12 said funds were withheld because the office failed to submit a required spending plan. Babu said the office received $800,000 of $2 million promised in 2025 and none of the $1.2 million in the 2026 budget. Justice advocates warn the dispute threatens progress on war crimes and anti-corruption courts. Japan, UN launched projects to boost education, health, gender systems. Liberia, Japan, and the UN launched The 2025 Japan supplementary budget projects at one UN house to strengthen education, health, gender equality, and disaster resilience. Education Minister Dr. Jala said the initiative ties to Pillar 6 of the arrest agenda and will use digital supervision tools with georeference data. Jala stressed that attendance, safety, and work conditions directly impact learning outcomes. Liberia Airport Authority MD Ernest Hirsch resumed duty after President Abuaka cleared him following a government probe. Hirsch said he stayed away to avoid undue influence and thanked staff for their work. He apologized for not communicating earlier, saying silence fueled rumors and urged reconciliation. Our purpose here is to work without a favor. And Liberia calls for continental action on roads at Abidjan Summit. At the 11th Africa Road Builders Conference, a National Road Fund head Josita Novell went to court road infrastructure a continental emergency. She said less than 15% of Liberia's roads are paved, raising costs and limiting connectivity. Liberia urged ECOWAS and the AU to prioritize regional corridors, harmonize load controls, and integrated tolling systems. We cannot speak of trade while transport systems remain inefficient, she said. My name is Lovecta Davis. I present the latest news updates from Liberia.
Many thanks to Lavetta Davis for the local news update. It is a regular feature here on LRB Future TV. Well, next is
Take me back to Liberia, where the drums still play my song. Take me back to my homeland. It's the place where I belong.
LIB Future TV, giving voice to progressive Liberians, speaking about politics, entertainment, and local news.
Welcome to another show, weekly update, week in review, LIB Future TV on Kia Radio 95.9. I miss you all. It's been 2 weeks. The last time we were the last Friday was a holiday, so we didn't do the show. It was prayer and fasting day, and we didn't know we will really need that day because this week has been a week in Liberia. Welcome to the show, Lavetta. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. Thank God that I'm here today.
Yes. You were under the weather. How are you feeling now?
Much better.
Much better. Good. Yes. You had a busy week too. Yes. Jefferson, how are you?
Well, I'm okay. It's good to be here again. And let me say happy weekend to you. It's great that we're here. I'm okay. Though it's been a very hectic day and busy day in Liberia, especially Monrovia. But yes, that's what we sign up to. So we never complain on the job that we do.
Yeah, we have a lot to cover tonight. I was born in Brooklyn, New York, but I grew up in Queens, New York. And in Queens, New York, the neighborhood that I grew up in, the Black Panthers were very active. I don't know if you ever heard of the Black Panthers, but the Black Panther movement was a civil rights movement. They were these Black men and women who believed in rights and taking care of yourself and not depending on the government. They started the first breakfast program. That's how the breakfast program started in the schools. They used to feed the children in the neighborhood. They used to, counsel people in the neighborhood to not do drugs. They had sports programs in the neighborhoods. And Malcolm X, who was a civil rights leader, he lived in my neighborhood, and his house was firebombed the day before he died. So where I grew up, civil rights is almost like what we learn as a kid. We learn about how to protect yourself, how to speak up for yourself, walk all over you. And maybe that's why I became a lawyer. I don't know. But this week in Liberia has just enraged me to see what has happened. First talking about the concession and B Mountain, and then going to the UL students and their protests and how the police brutality that was inflicted upon them. And then today we end the week with Yeke Kaluba being expelled from the legislature without any due process, without any of his rights, even in the face of a court order that said there was a stay. So I think we're going to talk about all of that tonight, but let's start with Lavetta. Lavetta, what are some trending news that we have for the day?
All right, let me say good evening to our listeners in Radioland, and good evening to those of you watching via our Facebook page, Lib Future TV. Today's trending news stories: House expels Representative Yeke Koluba. DB signs as some lawmakers withhold support. The House of Representatives has formally expelled Monserrado County District Number 10 Representative Yeke Koluba after securing the constitutionally required 49 votes. The decision follows the adoption of a report from the House's Committee on Rules, Order, and Administration, which recommended Koluba's removal. Plenary acted on the recommendation, meeting the threshold needed to enforce the expulsion. Notably, the chairman of the Rule of Law Caucus, Jacob C. Derby, signed onto the resolution, adding weight to the final tally that led to Koluba's removal. However, the process exposed visible divisions within the House, as several prominent lawmakers did not append their signatures. Those who withheld support include Frank Foko, Desin Sibo, Eugene Kwali, Musa Hassan Bilete, Munka Kamara, Edward P. Flomo, and Marvin Cole. Meanwhile, Representatives Bernard Blue Benson of Monserrado County, District Number 17, and Alpha K. Jones of Margibi County, District Number 2, have clarified that they did not sign any resolution for the expulsion of Honorable Koluba, challenging the plenary to provide evidence of their signatures. Cummins ANC ramp up a grassroots campaign for 2029. ANC political leader Alexander Cummins and the party have intensified community outreach. The women's chair visited all 17 Monserrado districts and plans expansion to 4 more counties. The youth chair is running campus training. Cummins met bloggers, influencers, and civil society. We will focus on community visits and going to the people, he said. Volunteers and entertainers are popularly backing the effort. Koji asks United States to suspend Liberian National Police aid over rights abuses. CDC Secretary General Jefferson T. Kochi petitioned U.S. Charge Affairs chose sanctioning to suspend and investigate U.S. support to the Liberian National Police. He cited lost public trust on IG Gregory Coleman, alleging selective justice, torture of student activists, and assassination attempt on Representative Safoko, and 9 unprosecuted 2024-2025 cases of deaths in custody. He urged it be conditioned on reforms and transparency. Cummings calls Liberia's concession model broken demands overhaul. ANC leader Alexander Cummings criticized Liberia's concession regime as outdated and exploitative in an April 15 podcast. He questioned whether citizens get fair value for natural resources, especially mining. The businessman turned politician said he will use podcasts to push policy alternatives focused on economic governance and accountability. Liberian National Police orders probe drops charges after April 14 protest crackdown. The Liberian National Police announced corrective measures after its April 14 protest response. Its commission and after action review to assess officer conduct and operational decisions, and withdrew charges against all arrested individuals. The Liberian National Police said the review will use documentation and evidence to strengthen future policing. Bwaka, I'm not in the legislature on Koluba expulsion. President Joseph Bwaka distanced himself from Representative Yeke Koluba's expulsion proceedings. Speaking at Rabat International Airport after returning from Ethiopia, he said, I'm not in the legislature, stressing the matter is strictly under legislative authority. However, critics said the things that never happened will happen, remarks signaled support for Koluba's removal before he walked it back by emphasizing he plays no role in legislative decisions. Koluba was a staunch Unity Party supporter who helped bring the current government to power, but later became arguing that nothing has changed under the Bwaka administration. China 8 overpass project at 22% complete, on track for 2027. The Ministry of Public Works says the China-funded overpass bridges project on Tottenham Boulevard is 21.55% complete as of April 13. Deputy Minister Prince D. Thomas said work at both sides is progressing without major delays. The China Road and Bridge Cooperation Project remains scheduled for October 2027 dedication under the arrest agenda. Youth Dialogue pushes inclusive land governance in Liberia. CEPPDV convened a national youth policy dialogue on land governance and public-private partnerships. National Civil Society Council Chair W. Lawrence Yelu II urged moving talks beyond closed rooms to include youth. Panelists called for integrating persons with disabilities and prioritizing youth land access, citing Liberia's young demographic. Senator Chair fought House for probing Koluba on Guinea border comments. Senate Judiciary Chair Augustine Chair criticized the House for probing Representative Yeke Koluba over Liberia-Guinea border remarks. Chair said the House is ignoring the real enemy and issues affecting Liberians while pursuing a reckless talk, according to his social media post. And judiciary violates a validates bill to establish Liberia's first family court. Justice sector ITOS validated a draft bill to create Liberia's first specialized family court on April 16 at the Temple of Justice. Chief Justice Yemi Kwekwe Wese Sion called it a defining moment, fulfilling a pledge made during his confirmation. Stakeholders included the Law Reform Commission, Gender Ministry, Bar Association, and civil society. My name is Lavecta Davis. I presented the latest news update from Liberia.
Thank you, Lavetta. Thank you. Any stories that pique your interest?
No.
No? Okay. All right. Good night, Lavetta. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much.
So, this show is going to cover the B Mountain concessions in this first segment, and we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about some solutions for how Liberia can get more value for their resources. And then in the second segment, we're going to talk about the attack on the rule of law and why that is so dangerous and so unsettling for the country. It's been 31 days or so since the Guineans crossed that river, the Mano River, into Liberian territory. And reports are that they are still there. They have not left yet. So instead of us focusing on the issues that we have and trying to resolve them, it seems like we have just gone off course. And we are now focused on removal of a lawmaker. But I want to talk more about B Mountain and the resources that Liberia has. Liberia is so rich. It has so many natural resources. The country has rubber. It has iron. It has gold, diamonds, timber, farmland, so many resources. And we wonder, why are the people living in such poverty conditions when the country is so rich? And this was what I always wondered when I first got to Liberia to see it for myself. I couldn't understand why children were selling in the street, why people were some people were hungry, why the conditions were the way they were when the country was so rich. If you look at other countries like Japan that doesn't have as many natural resources, but their country is developed far, far, far beyond Liberia. And I questioned that. But what I came to understand is that the leadership in Liberia are corrupt and they only care about themselves. They are corrupt and they do not see how if they make the country better, then everybody will do better. They think about how they can make themselves better. And they don't care about the other people in the country. And because of that, they just accept little of nothing for your resources to be looted by foreigners. And this is why the country is the way it is. And this is why I am here speaking to you, because I want to see change in Liberia. I want to see a better Liberia. Mr. Cummings says Liberians deserve better. The reason why he says that is because we settle for these corrupt politicians that come to us that say muya, 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 that have us yelling in the street, chanting, that give us a little bit of a little rice, a lapa, a hat, a t-shirt, and then you give them 6 years of your life. you know, that is the reason why Liberia is not progressing. That's why Liberians are not feeling the richness of their country. And so you have a chance to change this. You can see for yourself. You tried this CDC, you tried UP, you can see for yourself the results. Even the people who call and say it's coming along small, they know nothing has really changed in that country. Nothing has really truly changed in that country. Jefferson, what say you? I think you're muted.
Yeah, you getting me now? So, the issue about Liberia and her concession is something that we we will continue to talk about, because looking at a very small nation with um natural resources, a nation that is rich with all these minerals that have been extracted and exported through the National Port Authority, and still the country cannot benefit, and the country is still lacking too many things in terms of infrastructure, good schools, a very poor health sector, and a damaging and struggling economy, and worst of all, agriculture that it should be the bedrock rock of this nation, but we're still lacking, and it raises serious concern. It's a matter that is worth to be discussed every day, because if we do not talk about these things, posterity will judge us tomorrow. The questions will be asked. You were the journalist then. What did you do? You were the, informers then. What did you tell the people? Did you remind those who were in charge that this is our country and these are our resources? This is what we need to do. So, sometimes when I sit and every time I see our resources leaving this country, a you know, it boils my heart that why can't we have these people giving every percentage or every minerals that will be leaving this country, that will be taken out of the soil, why we can get percentage of it that we can use to build schools, to give market women loans that they will do businesses, to open the farm to market roads. Why can't we use our own resources? When are we going to have the time that we should have our own mining company or mining companies that we ourselves can mine the golds and take them to the market, sell them, get the money, and come back to the country and develop? But instead, we entrust politicians who are belly driven, that they will be in bed with these companies, and the people will not benefit, the counties will not benefit. And so it becomes troubling. It sounds so troubling for Liberia that we will continue to sing this song. And it is not about one person who's coming. Liberia, like I said the other day, does not need politicians anymore. We need vision. We need people with vision. We need people who have understanding of the economy, business minded, oriented. But if it is all about politics, the economy will continue to struggle and struggle, and we, the ordinary people, those in the rural parts who are yearning for change, who are looking up to government for change and they can't get the change, they will be the one that will always suffer, and the kids Come to think of it, those children who are in the rural parts can go to school. They they sit there. Sometimes they walk distances just to go and acquire education. You have one teacher teaching 6 classes, a whole elementary school, one teacher. And I mean, it's just so sad for our economy, Ms. Gibson.
I'm going to play a video with the vice president. I want you to take notice that he doesn't even know anything about B Mountain. And this is a man who was a representative and a senator and now a vice president. He has no idea how to value our resources, how they are generated. Listen to this.
Carry bullion 20 kilo. To make this 20 kilogram bullion, we need to produce 900 tons of gold.
So to get 20 kilos of gold, you need 900 tons of gold.
30 trucks.
30 trucks.
30 trucks we process.
I mean, you go down there, Tony. What you go doing outside? Yeah, man.
Maybe we can go 2 steps back. They can make their job easy. We completed open pit. While producing this 900 ton ore, our strip ratio was 1 to 20. So we need to move at the same time 18,000 ton waste. So to get
gotta move 18,000 ton
waste to get this 900 tons. So to make this 22 kilo bullion, you need to move 30,000 rock. 30,000
tons of diet. And
now we complete.
So you say every month you do about 900 kilo 900
tons
of gold or of rock? Of rock.
Yes.
When you crush the rock,
you make 220 kilo bullion.
So that's 20 kilo gold. How much do you get on a monthly basis? You said 900 kilo. 900 kilo.
I was trying
it's not 900 tons of gold, 900 kilos of gold.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So we complete our open pit here.
So the vice president doesn't know how much gold is being removed on a monthly basis. And that man could have said anything. He could have said 500. They don't know. It could be 1,000 kilo. It could be 1,200 kilo. They don't know. They have no idea how much. In fact, some people are saying that they are using helicopters to take gold out all the time. They don't know how much gold is leaving the country. That's what they said. But no one is checking. And this is the problem. This is the problem in Liberia. And one of the reasons why Liberia suffers is because of people like this.
Country is doing her best. They may not be doing 100%. Nobody easily does 100%. But the Biomati is doing very well. Now, if we go right by, Biomati in this district is giving $150,000 dollars to each clan of this land. There are 3 clans in Golakone district. Each clan receives $150,000. And what is that for? For the clan, the leadership of each clan use this money and develop. And you want to go to Matamo, okay, you were here, usually. But let's come back to Golakone where we are. Besides that, look, and if you are around here today, tomorrow, you will see the company bringing in 150 bags of rice and $3,000+ for the elders of this land.
Okay, Jefferson.
Yeah.
Let me get my calculator now, because I'm a lawyer. I'm not a mathematician. How much is 150 bags of rice? How much is each bag of rice?
So currently, a bag of 25 kg rice is sold for $2,700 here
Mm-hmm.
in capital. $2,700 Liberian dollars.
What about you? What about U.S. dollars?
So it's 180. So it's around $14.50.
Okay, 14. So 150 bags of rice.
Yeah.
That's $15.50. That's $2,175.
Yes.
Now, 3 clans, he said, get 150,000 each. So
Mhm.
that's 150 times 3. That's $450,000.
Mm.
Okay. And that's all, right? That's all he said. He said
Yes. Yeah.
three, no, he said 3,000 for something, he said. And there's something he added up 3,000. So let's give them the 3,000. So that's $450,000 plus 2175 for the rice,
Mhm.
plus 3,000. That's $455,175 that they pay to operate. Now, how much was the 900 kilograms per month?
It's 137 million. Yeah.
What?
Monthly.
So they are taking $137 million. They're giving the government somewhere around 40 million. They're paying off these clans about 450,000 a year.
Mhm.
Let's see how much that is. $138 million minus, let's say, 40 million
Yeah. 40.
minus $455,000 a year. That's $97 million a month.
Yeah.
So they take that $97 million a month, and that's almost $1.2 billion a year.
Mhm.
Can
Yeah.
you imagine this man is bragging about taking 150,000 and giving it to people, to the clans?
That's Liberia.
This is why Liberia suffers, because of people like that. Because the vice president does not know how much money is being taken out of the country, and they don't know how to calculate the value of the worth of the materials. Now look at this. I have a picture I'm putting up for the people on the radio. This is Cape Mount. These are mud houses.
Yeah.
Mud houses. And this man said that B Mountain is doing well.
Mm-hmm.
$138 million, and you have mud houses in Cape Mount. So this is why I support Mr. Cummings. Okay, Mr. Cummings heard about all of this going on with B Mountain. He's been saying this for a long time. This is not the first time he has talked about this. But he felt, let me come out and explain to people why I am the better alternative and why I can make Liberia better for them. I'm going to play this video so you can hear what Mr. Cummings, and he will explain how we can have better value from our resources.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may find yourself when you listen to this podcast. I'm Alexander B. Cummings, or some people call me ABC, a business person, a philanthropist, and over the last 10 years, a politician. And I'm the political leader of the Alternative National Congress. Today, I want to use this medium, and going forward, I will start to do a series of podcasts to speak to issues that our country faces, and to use this medium to challenge our thinking, to offer alternatives and solutions, because I keep saying, quoting Albert Einstein, that we cannot keep doing the same things over and over and expect different results. And today, I want to speak about and talk about our whole concession regime, or in other words, how do we get value from our natural resources? Are we getting fair value? Is the Liberian people, are we getting the value we need so we can develop our country? So we can pay our civil servants, our police officers, our military people, our healthcare workers. Are we getting the resources we need, the money we need from our natural resources to do that? What is topical right now, what's happening, and we're all talking about, is the issue around B Mountain. As you all know, B Mountain has a concession agreement to take gold from Kipmount primarily. And if you look at historical numbers, I think 2023, the levy suggested that there was 1.2 million kilograms of gold extracted and exported from Liberia at a value of around $650–700 million. Did the Liberian people get a fair share of that almost $700 million that left our country in terms of our natural resources? Let me also say that this issue is not about B Mountain. This issue is about the whole concession regime, that the whole way we go about putting value and getting value from our natural resources. So it could be ArcelorMittal, it could be, Alexander Cummings Company, it could be any company. If we don't revisit this concession process, we will get the same results. The current model was established during President Charles Taylor's regime. And let's keep in mind then that the circumstances were different. The environment was different. Liberia was just coming out of a war. It was a high-risk environment. And so the terms offered then were more advantageous to potential investors because they were taking a lot of risk coming into a volatile environment, if you will. But then the basic same terms, slightly modified, was approved for B Mountain in 2013 under the then Unity Party government, and then subsequently renewed and extended under the CDC government in 2023. So again, same what I call ruling class, same group of people doing the same things over and over and over, and of course, we will not get any different results. We will continue to undervalue our resources, and our people will continue to suffer. A real life example, my fellow Liberians, I was in Wiswa. I think it was in 2022 or 2023. And Wiswa used to be the diamond capital of Liberia. Today, the diamond is mostly finished, and there's no real good schools, no real good hospital, no running water, no electricity. You can hardly get cell phone signal. This is a real example of what happens when you keep doing the same thing over and over. People continue to suffer, the minerals finish, and our people's lives remain the same. They don't change. And so we have to think about doing these things differently. There are other models for how we can get value for our natural resources. One is what they call production sharing. So rather than a royalty regime or profit sharing regime, we do the arithmetic, we do the math, we understand the economics of our natural resource, and we ask the company mining our natural resources to give us a certain percentage of whatever they extract. And we take that gold, iron ore, diamond, whatever it is, and we sell it on the open market. Get the money and we use it to develop our country. Production sharing is easier, it's simpler. Another model we can look at is to set up a natural resource company. And we, Liberians, as shareholders, as owners of that company, we go to the market, we raise the capital, we hire the expertise, and we develop and we mine our own resources. There are examples of all of this around the world. In Saudi Arabia, for example, there's a company called Aramco. It is owned by the citizens of Saudi Arabia. It's one of the most valuable oil companies in the world. They own it, they extract the oil, and they sell it to the open market. So again, there are different models we should look at, but the old concession model, we have to change. We have to do things differently, my people. We cannot keep doing the same thing and expect different results. The people that are perpetuating this old model, they actually benefit from the model the way it is. They have contracts with these companies. They get bribes. They take money under the table. And in the meantime, we, Liberians, we continue to suffer. So the point is, we gotta do things differently. We gotta revisit our operating models. We gotta question the Ministry of Mines and Energy. Do they have the right operating model? Are we using technology, right, to monitor what leads our country? Do we understand the full value chain of our natural resources? I often say from the time any company in Liberia, from the time they put a shovel in the ground to take the gold or the iron ore or the diamond, to the time they pay their shareholders, we need to understand that entire value. We need to be experts in iron ore, experts in gold, experts in diamonds. Any natural resource we have, we need to understand it, because that's how we can negotiate and get fair value. These companies have to make money as well. They have to get a return, but they should not get an exorbitant amount of return. So that understanding is something we need to demand of ourselves. If we need to buy the expertise, let's go and buy the expertise, so that again, we're getting fair value for our natural resources. My fellow Liberians, this is my area. I understand economics. I understand financial systems. I understand how investors think. I understand what to look for. I understand the kind of environment you gotta create, whether it's for Liberians or for foreign investors. The point is, it has to be a win-win. It cannot be they win and our people continue to suffer. No schools, no electricity, no health care. This is not acceptable in 2026, the oldest republic in Africa. We cannot keep doing the same things and expect different results. We have to challenge everything. We have to question everything. The old concession model has not worked. It doesn't work. It is broken. This is not about changing existing agreements. We will enforce the current agreements to make sure these companies are living up to their commitments. But all new agreements is what we have to change. Again, out of production sharing, or we set up a national resource company, whatever that model is, but we have to get more value from our natural resources. And with that increased value, increased money, that's what that means. We can take this money and we can build schools, we can build hospitals, we can educate our young people, we can support Liberian businesses, entrepreneurships, we can create jobs, we can provide loans and credit facilities to our business people, to our market women. These are the kind of changes we can make if we challenge how we've done things in the past and if we take a different mindset. So let me conclude by saying we can do better. Liberia deserves better. We cannot keep doing the same things over and over and expect different results. We cannot keep electing and selecting people with the same kinds of experience who benefit from the system the way it is and expect that things will change. So my fellow Liberians, this opportunity, as I said, we will have many more of these conversations. I will use this medium to engage differently, to ask questions, to challenge the powers that be, to challenge the ruling class, because today they have state power. They have the responsibility to look after Liberian people, and we have a right to challenge them to do better on behalf of the Liberian people. So thank you, God bless you, and God bless Liberia.
Yep, this is who Liberia should have negotiating with these companies. He said that he understand this thing called economy, business. It's just like when I was small, we used to make milk candy. Then you go sell the milk candy, then your brother or your sister gave you $1 and said that all we made. That's how they treat us. Instead of that, he said, if we make the milk candy, we get 100 candy. Give me my 40. You take the 60. I would sell my own milk candy. That's the production sharing he's talking about. You sell yours, let me sell mine. Then we take that money and we build our own hospital. We build our own school. Instead, we're letting the people sell all the milk candy, then they come and give us what they want to give us. That's the way it's working now. And that's why we're not making any money. The other one, he said we will start our own company. We will mine our own gold. It's our goal. You don't need Bee Mountain to mine your gold. You can find investors to come in and let Liberians mine their own gold. This is what he said. This is another way that we can utilize and extract our own resources. Instead, what is happening now was from Charles Taylor time when we were coming out of war. It was a dangerous situation. They didn't know if they were going to get shot, so they just said, fine, we'll give you 3%. But now we are in 2026. You're still getting 3% for your own goal? It does not make sense. And every time these amendments come up, all they do is just bribe these lawmakers, until they just go ahead and sign the papers. So, Liberian people, there's a woman sitting next to me. Her picture is right here. I keep her right behind me. Do you see her, Jefferson? This picture, Her name is Rosa Parks.
Okay.
Rosa Parks was sitting on a bus going home one day. And back then, the law was if you're sitting on the bus and a white person come on the bus and that white person needs to sit, you have to get up and stand up, go to the back of the bus. White people get to sit down. The black people have to stand up.
Wow.
If you're a black person, though, you can sit. But if a white person get on that bus and they need to sit, you have to get up and go to the back and stand up. And this woman right here, Rosa Parks, she was sitting down. She was coming from work. And a white person got on that bus. And Rosa Parks said, I am not getting up. What makes you better than me? That I have to get up and give you my seat. The bus driver stopped the bus. He started fussing with her. She said, I'm not getting up. They called the police. They dragged her off the bus, put her in jail. And because of that, it started a boycott of the buses. No black people decided they were not riding those buses. They would rather walk to work. They were saying, enough is enough. We don't have to get treated like this.
Yeah.
They started boycotting they call it the Montgomery boycott, bus boycott. They walked to work until the city of Montgomery, Alabama, they became broke. They didn't have no money. And they finally gave in and said, you know what? Because back then, for Easter Sunday, the black people would shop in the stores. They would take the bus. The black people were not shopping anymore. They said, enough. We're not going to buy any clothes from them. We're not going to go in their stores. We're not going to ride their buses. We're not going to put up with this anymore until they stop that stupid law. They said, fine, everybody can sit down now. And they gave up. And this is what Liberians have to do. They have to stand up. When they come and they give you your cup of rice, your hat, your t-shirt, you have to say, no, this is enough. I'm not falling for that this time. I have seen the truth. I have heard it on Lib Future TV. I'm not doing that anymore. Let me support Mr. Cummings this time. Let me support Mr. 1%. Let me add my 1% to his 1% to 1% to, because that's why they attack him, Jefferson. They don't want to change the system. They came up with lies about him. They say he's gay. The man is married for 40 years to his wife with children and grandchildren. But they lied on him. Why? Because they do not want to change this corrupt system that is robbing the Liberian people and looting everything they have. Go ahead, Jefferson. Let's close on this and then go on to our next topic.
Yeah, so just to add a few to what you've said, indeed, like I've said in a meeting again, Liberia needs a visionary leader, a leader that will see from the beyond, a leader that will see, 3% royalty. We're still living in an arcade world. This is not an arcade world. That was then. We just came from war, so anything that came, yes, we took it and what have you, and risks and all were involved. But now we're not in the 21st century. Why must we be thinking that we cannot gravitate from what agreement we signed? We can still do it. It's never too late. But it can only work if you have a government and a leader that is ready to listen. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're going to move on to our next segment before we take calls. I know it's late. Liberia Future TV, but we all every Friday, y'all always there with me. So I know you're listening. I know you're there. This next topic is so important because as a lawyer, when I see what is happening, I can see history. You see, they call it a slippery slope, which means you just go little by little by little by little by little until next thing you know, your democracy is gone. Yeah. So this next segment is the attack on democracy. And this is what happened. Back when this person, Fanati Kofa, J. Fanati Kofa, was the Speaker of the House. You see, Fanati Kofa, he got a new set of people in the legislature, Musability, then there was Yake there, and they were pushing him saying, we need to audit the legislature. We need to audit this place. We need to audit this place. It seemed like they were getting closer to now getting this audit started. He was looking at the different ways they can audit. All of a sudden, he took this trip with Joseph Boakai to see the Pope. While he was gone, there was a plan cooked up to remove him from office. They were supposed to get the 49 signatures to remove him from office, and that did not happen. They were bribing people. It was a lot of chaos. He took them to court. And when he took them to court, the judge says, go back to status quo. Status quo means go back to the same way you were doing business before. You cannot, this man is still speaker. You cannot remove him. Then they asked for clarification. Then the court came back with the ultra virus, which says the way you are removing him is not in the law. You're not doing it correctly. And they went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth until they wore Fanati Kofa out. Because why? The president wanted him gone.
Yeah.
They wore him out. They didn't pay his employees. They refused to give them the district money to develop their district. They wore them out. There was threats on their lives. Finally, they removed Fanati Kofa. We didn't protest. We didn't do too much. The next thing happened this week, in fact. Just this week. The students at the University of Liberia came out to protest for jobs and justice. The students said, why is it? And this is something that hurts me to my core. I mean, it brings tears to my eyes. When I'm driving around Liberia and I see all these beautiful children graduating, they got their cap, they got their gown, their hair is done, their haircut, all their family is there celebrating with them. 90% of them would not have a job when they leave school.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you know what that does to you when you have to ask people for money? You have to start looking for people. You have to call people. You have to ask. You have to keep asking them. You smart. You educated. You got skills, but no job in the country. The conditions of the school. The students are saying these conditions in the school are not even fit for us to come into the bathroom. We don't have chairs in the classroom. So they came out and they did what? Marched. Now, under Article 17 of the Constitution, it says, all persons at all times in an orderly and peaceable manner shall have the right to assemble, consult upon the common good, to instruct their representatives, to petition the government for redress of grievances. This is what they did. Under Article 17 of the Constitution, it allows for people to get together and petition the government and tell them their grievances. The reason why that is done is because you want peace in the country.
Sure.
You don't want people to get up with guns and bats and sticks and rocks. You want people to say, I'm going to get together, we're going to protest, and we're going to go to our government and give them this paper that says this is what we do not like in the country. And that's what they did. And this week, the police descended upon them with tear gas, brutalizing these students for standing up and saying, we want jobs in the country. You promised us. The Sona, you said you brought 70,000 jobs. Where are they? Your Minister of Labor is selling all of these labor permits to foreigners. You're not enforcing the Liberianization policy. We are supposed to have these jobs. What is your government doing for us? And look at this woman, the police dragging her in the street. So that happened this week.
Yeah.
Then we got to today. And, as this was coming along, Mr. Cummings came out and he made a statement. He says, expelling Yeke will not change the price of gasoline, nor will it make LEC stable. It will not reduce the price of goods and services, nor will it create farm-to-market roads. It will only soothe some egos, cause taxpayers more money, and further undermine our young democracy. This in no way benefits the people. It's been 30 days. The Guineans are still in Lofa County. And this is what the government is focusing on. Go ahead, Jefferson.
Wow. And, till now, I can still believe that democracy has been shifted into some political game. And those who should be responsible to and who took oath of office to defend this nation are the ones now damaging it. Beginning with the students. The very lady you saw, she's one of the students who has always a very sharp female who has always been protesting. It is this not the first time for Soup to protest. I remember the June 7 protest. President Boakai was among those who protested. And in fact, every time Soup protested, it was against the government. And then that all of those protests, as a matter of fact, were supported by opposition then and the Unity Party because they were the main figure in opposition. Yesterday, the children protested, the students. What were their offenses? What did they do? I continue to ask the questions. That Article 17 gives, it's clear that every individual citizen, you have the right to protest, to assemble peacefully or peaceably assemble. Were they armed? No. Did they use force? No, they did not use any force. Did they loot any store or shop? No. There was no looting. There were no stones thrown at any individual. It just started because somebody would say the police, the students provoked the police because they were using bad words, they were causing the police. Amen. Police officer. Is that what they taught you at the academy? You spend 6, 7, 8, 9 months. Is that all? That if a citizen tells you your hair big, it means you should release tear gas on them. Look at what happened now. Not the lady who was arrested. She had her hands up, her back on her back. Even if you arrest us, it will not silence our voices. We are agitating for jobs and justice. The campuses of the University of Liberia, forget about main campus. But what about the ones that the Chinese built in Fendel? Those buildings, the bathrooms over there, if you visit there now, you feel so bad, you don't want to use them. The old Fendel campus, you will not want to use them. And the students, they protested for all of these things. When the government, through its head, the head of state, President Boakai, told the Liberian people that his administration has provided 70,000 jobs. And that conversation was elevated by Mo Ali, who today, because of the struggle of the same Soup who protested, that brought him and made him managing director at LPRC, he said that the Shushan boys, the Keke Riders, the car loaders, those are the jobs that the Unity Party has provided. When these people were loading cars and Mo Ali used to stand, and then on maybe sometimes the car breaks down or so, or any member of a family will be on the broad street, there were car loaders. His shoes, there were Shushan boys on the finance and on Brian Johnson. But today, they are the ones providing these jobs. And the students can see the job. Do you know how many geologists have graduated from the University of Liberia? How many accountants? but they're changing money. They're on the sidewalk. Those geologists, they can't go anywhere. When you go to B Mountain, you have to pay for the jobs. Oh yes, when Care Radio, when Cape Mount, when King George, we interacted with people who left from far away counties to Grand Cape Mount, that they went for jobs. What did they do? They had to pay. Some pay 3-4 times for jobs, 300, 200, 350, 400, but they could not get the jobs. So they ended up selling pepper color. A lady we spoke with, she was frying a pepper color that she and her husband has spent all of the money. So he was sitting there, she mixing the flour, putting it into the pot, and then once it's gets prepared, it's okay, done. He would take it from the pot and put it in the sifter so the oil can drain from that. I mean, are the students not right to protest for these things? But the police under a director, Gregory Kumo, is there watching these things, and they arrested them and put them behind bars. This is wrong. Today, Representative Yaka Koluba, they came to him. What happened? What happened? What kind of state are we running? Yesterday was Fanatic Kofa, when the Supreme Court said that, hey, we're not going against your rule. We understand that the legislature has its own standing rules, but you cannot remove this man now. You need to go back and do it properly. But no, they did not listen. Even though they did not have the number, Kofa did not have the number, but they were still carrying on session. And he said the work of the Liberian people must go on. So the president decided to do business with a speaker called Richard Kuhn. One country, two speakers. What kind of country are we running? What kind of country are we running? Liberia. When these things are being played, the international community, they're watching. They're watching. But there should be a reminder for every other citizen. For every other citizen. People continue to disregard the laws and they do that thing. The rule of law in this country now has been disregarded. There's nothing that rule of law again in Liberia. Miss Gibson. Yeah. So this is where we are. So Yaka Koluba's expulsion today, it is just maybe one of the many things that are expected to happen within the next 3 years before this particular, before we go to elections. Too many things will happen. This is a sign of silencing, voices. Those who will speak, that they're now telling you that you do not have the right. Prophet Key was set as an example. Oh yes, when Prophet Key insulted Julie Andy before, we went to cover that at the executive mansion. Bushi Ben Keita, when Prophet Key was taken to court, he said, you throw the case out. And he took Prophet Key, put him in the vice president's convoy, and he left for Nimba. The by-elections in Nimba. Prophet Key went there and he sorted again the people over there. But still, all he did for Unity Party brought them to power. Today he's behind bars. Only because he quote-unquote insulted the Chief Justice, Mother Yami Bese. Or the Chief Justice, insulted the Chief Justice, not the mother, but the Chief Justice. So today he's behind bars for 6 months. Here is Yaka Koluba. Here is Yaka Koluba. He has been expelled from the house for a statement that he's made when the presidential press secretary, Kula Fofana, said information from the locals in the county say tensions continue to erode because Liberia, for a land that Liberia claimed to. So that statement When she made that statement, she did that post. Why did Kula Fofana bring that post down? Why did she take it down? Why did she take the post down after she had made that statement? She written that on the executive mansion page. But this is Liberia. The information minister said, if you think the government is not doing anything, volunteer your services, we'll give you guns. Were we fighting war at Guinea that he said we should give the people guns? Well, as we speak, the Guineans, the army, are still on the soil with the president not updating Liberians on where are we now. You've gone to Guinea, you came back, you assured the Liberians that Guineans will leave. Your lawmakers went for you, they came back. Still, they said they were going to Guinea. What happened? This is Liberia. I just stopped there for now, Ms. Gibson.
So the Constitution says, Article 21 of the Constitution in Liberia says, the right to counsel and the right of counsel shall be inviolable. There shall be no interference with the lawyer-client relationship. In all trials, hearings, and other proceedings, the accused shall have the right to counsel of his choice.
Mm-hmm.
This is when you are dealing with constitutional rights. You cannot be picky and choosy about the people who you give rights to. Everybody, every Liberian is entitled to these rights. When Yeke Koluba went and said, I want to get my lawyers, and he brought his lawyers to his hearing, the legislature refused to allow his lawyers to speak in the hearing. This is a violation of his constitutional rights. Even if it is in a legislative hearing, it says the right to counsel shall be inviolable. No interference in all trials or hearings and other proceedings. That means all hearings, even in the legislature. You can bring a lawyer and they can represent you. So they already violated his rights right there. The second thing was Article 66. The Supreme Court shall be the final arbiter of constitutional issues. That means the legislature makes laws.
Yeah.
The executive carries out the law. But when there is a question, it is the Supreme Court that makes the final decision as to whether or not something is a violation of the law. The Supreme Court is the final arbiter. Why is that so important, Jefferson? When you have a society, you have to have a way to resolve dispute that is peaceful. You want peace in your country, you have to have a rule of law. If me and you are arguing, Jefferson, I go to your property, I start getting on your property, I start building on your property, you say, get off my property. If there's no rule of law, what will happen? You would get your people, I would get my people. But no, we have somewhere to go. We go to court. And that is where we are supposed to resolve our differences in a peaceful way. The reason why the rule of law is important is because we want peace in the country. That is why people should follow the law. Jefferson, you may win, I might lose, but at least we will have final arbiter, final decision. Our dispute will be resolved. One person will win, one person will lose, but there was peace. I got to say my part, you got to say your part. That's called due process. You got a chance to speak. I got a chance to speak. And the court made a final decision. That is peace. Want peace in the country. What Joseph Boakai is doing is creating a hostile environment. Yeke Koluba said, my rights have been violated. I have not been able to have an attorney here. I've not been given the evidence against me. I've not had a chance to review the evidence. I may want to call my own witnesses. Nothing is, you rushing me. And he went to court. And the court said, okay, let's stop. Come here Monday and let's find out what is going on. You tell me your side. Legislature, tell me your side. The legislature ignored the court order. Even though there is a constitution that 66, the Supreme Court is the final arbiter of all constitutional issues. The legislature ignored the court and went forward in the face of a stay from the court. This is why we are saying that this is jungle justice. And what we are hearing is that Joseph Boakai called them to his house and said, go ahead and finish this thing, expel this man. This is not about Yeke Koluba. This is not about what he said. This is about the Constitution of Liberia. This is about the laws in the country. And if the president won't follow the law, God help us. God help us. Because this is not a peaceful situation. And nobody wants to go back to where they came from. Everybody has to respect the Constitution. You are not too high to respect, unless you're a king. Is Joseph Boakai a king? Can he use the Liberian people's money and bribe the lawmakers to vote out representatives he doesn't like? Let's be honest with the Liberian people. This was never about what Yeke Koluba said about that Guinea border. Yeke Koluba helped bring Joseph Boakai to the presidency. He campaigned for Joseph Boakai. And when Joseph Boakai was elected, the first thing that happened, there was a fire or an explosion somewhere. And Joseph Boakai came with a whole bunch of money to give to the victims.
Yeah, to the explosion.
And Yeke Koluba said, where did you get this money? Because just a few weeks ago, y'all were broke.
10 million Liberian dollars.
Y'all were broke. I was with you. Y'all didn't have money. I had to use my own money to campaign. Everybody were broke. Where did you get this money? You are violating the law, Joseph Boakai. There are laws. If someone gives you a gift, they need to declare that money. Where did you get the money? That's the first thing that Yeke Koluba started complaining on. The next thing he went to Joseph Boakai and it went to the pension funds and took out $500,000 for vehicles for his inauguration. Yeke Koluba started to complain. The next thing, when they started on Kofa, everybody got a certificate from a store called J-Mart. You remember that?
Yeah, the coupon. Yeah, shopping coupon for furniture.
Yeke Koluba went in the store. He asked the man on camera, can I use this to get any kind of furniture? They said, yeah. He said, 5,000. They said, yeah. Yeke Koluba went to Gregory Coma and reported that coupon. He said, I want to start an investigation. Why are the lawmakers receiving $5,000 from J-Mart? Where did that investigation go?
Under the carpet.
You see, Yeke Koloba started to talk and talk and talk and talk, and they did not like that at all. That's why they try to get rid of him. It's not about him saying this one stupid thing he said about the Guinea border. You fussing with Yeke Koloba about what he said. What about the people that are standing on your land in Lofa County in your hometown? You don't have nothing to do or say about that? Liberian people, 2029 is coming. We need change. We need a change in this country. We need to change the direction in this country. We need to remove all these people, vote them out. Mr. Cummings, as you can see, no issues with integrity. And he knows how to deal with the problems and bring jobs in this country. And that's what we need. We need jobs for this country. You know, where are we headed? There's a dispute right now. Yeke Koloba is saying he has not been removed. There was a legal stay in place and they violated it. He doesn't believe they received the 49 signatures because some of the lawmakers are saying they never signed that paper.
Yeah.
And where are we going to resolve this? If Yeke Koloba goes to the legislature and decides he wants to go into the session, how are we going to resolve that? They're going to arrest him? And what are his supporters going to do? So this is why we need a court to deal with these problems. But the president is not following the court system, and that is how you bring problems in the country. So I want the Liberian people to weigh in, call in. You can talk about B Mountain. You can talk about our concessions, production sharing, when they give us our part of our own resources and we sell it ourselves. We can talk about where we start our own corporation, hire our own people to extract our own resources and handle ourselves. If you want to talk about the rule of law and the slippery slope and the attack on the rule of law, you can talk about that.
Okay, so fellow Liberians, wherever you are tonight, this morning, this is Care Radio you on, and the program is Lib Future TV Week in Review here. You can call us now and be a part of the conversation. We've had a conversation on a wide range of issues. We talk about the student protest, the arrest, and of course, the brutalizing of those students. You can call 0777 959 959 0777 959 959. We talk about B Mountain concession agreement and the visit of the vice president as well. And today, I would say yesterday, yes, but let's take it as today, the expulsion of for Yeke Koloba. What do you make of all of these talking points tonight? This person, good morning.
Hello.
Your name and where you call from?
Good morning. My name is TTA calling from
District 7. Let's hear you. Your lawmaker was one of those who signed the resolution today, Emmanuel Dan.
Emmanuel Dan is a waste, is a flaw where we penetrate. Right now, I don't know why you're looking for, because in FIDA, you just come with small money, 2020, now other people would just. But why they did to you, it not made like law better. See, I don't take the same. They can't stop like the nothing you do, you can't stop like the problem. The main problem is people suffering on the street. You see people, a lot of you don't get jobs to do. All I want is God to look after us. You have to look after what about you get still the you get not see the one. Again, you're not benefiting like anything. And we are like we're not benefiting anything for nothing. It's just a waste. So thank you.
Thank you so much for your points. 0777 959 959 0777 959 959 plus 231 777 959 959. You can also call 088 130 723. That's the MTN line 086 130 723. You can call tonight and be a part. We talk about the students' brutality yesterday, and we talked also about B Mountain, and of course, Yeke Koloba. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning. Your name, where you call from?
Hello.
Hello, you live.
Hello.
You live. We're hearing you.
You getting me?
Yes, we are getting you.
Hello.
Please call back. Maybe I think your phone is the one. You gotta call back. Yes, once you call, we'll take you. This person here. Good morning.
Sure, good morning.
Your name and where you call from?
My name is Dennis. I'm calling on the community.
Imara Janice, go ahead.
Yeah, what I want to say about the money issue.
Yeah.
Maybe how long because they didn't treat our people as well. Because in your sense, you want to sign a contract with their money. When you couldn't report your first day, you were using this that being a good money. But they put your money. They start taking that going down. They put yes to the money. I feel like in the pool that thing again, afford it again. They get about for a player to play a team. That team says that thing you can choose so into a citizen. They put yes to they don't do nothing. They just don't go away for the company before you go do it. They get proof of cool or.
Thank you so much for your points. Good morning.
Good morning, Stilo. How you doing?
Yes, we're good. Your name, where you join us from?
I'm Joseph Brian calling from Bong Mine.
From Bong Mines. Go ahead, Joseph.
Yeah. Okay. I appreciate the topic on the discussion. I had one cardinal question to ask.
Yeah, go ahead.
Concern our presidency candidate, Alexander Kumi.
Mm-hmm.
What I do understand from him, and I want to ask about is that he has all of those expertise. Is he waiting for presidency before executing or sharing those knowledge with his cabinet? 1, 2. If indeed he is a technocrat, I believe that the country has belonged to everyone's. And if another leader is there, I believe that we share that technical expertise or know-how so that our country can move forward. And prior to that, that administration could have been your comrades to buttress you because they're from there to assign you to that presidency. Last thing, you spoke about Yeke Koroba. So I want to ask a question.
Go ahead.
Yeke Koroba is representing Guinea or he representing District Number 10, Liberia? Okay. The fourth question is that even if the student of the university stress, do you think those who are going there to quiet down the tension if there is counter? So my question was.
Before you leave, I will just ask one question, the last question. Was there tension coming from the students during their rally?
Well, I was never there. But what I do understand, they have been the whole age process with Labrador, April 14, classes at the UL.
I just wanted a simple answer. Was there tension with the recent rally?
Well, I was never there, but
Okay.
I believe that for everything that take place in the Republic, there will be attention
Okay.
or peaceful police are always there to regulate the process.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, are you there? Yes. Hello, your name, where you call from?
My name is Arvin Ghana, and I call from the UN.
Welcome, Arvin. Let's hear you.
Well, let me appreciate the both of you in studio. To answer like my brother who just left the lab to answer a question to the team at Tito explaining is that, look, Mr. Kumi has already made it clear, break it down, and give his ideas to you. Let's put the government now to listen to what he's saying about our minerals not being taken out of something. He already exposed it. He's not another thing he explained it. We can secure our resources. He has made it clear. So I don't know which other question now, which other answer you really need again. But we're trying to share
But only 42 years spray wash. We don't see anything that when you talk more, they want you. And I believe that the president should be one of the best presidents in our country. He said only one of my best presidents I really love. Her Excellency Mara Ellen Johnson Sally. You know, I love her because she take action, not because she want to take action. And when she take action, the world will not know that she take action.
Okay.
The world will not know she take action too. They pray for me, but this government, the real bringing problem in this country, and we pray that problem should not come. What we will do, we should put together and take it all. And Mr. Kumi, you know, one of the things I made me say that I know put up for Mr. Kumi, but this time I know Mr. Kumi, he made words.
Okay.
Yes, he believe in words.
Okay.
He believe in word in action.
Okay.
I pray that they turn to the now. They are 1%. I'm a part of 1%. They go up.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. This person. Oh, good evening.
Good evening.
Your life, your name, where you call from?
Well,
hello.
Hello.
Yes, hello. Your name, where you call from?
It is Kia Radio.
Yes, you live on Kia Radio 95.9 LIB Future TV.
Okay. Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
This is Mohammed Donzo Fofana Jr.
Mohammed Donzo.
Yeah.
Let's say you
How
my
you
brother
doing?
Donzo. I'm okay.
Yeah. Well, I just want to, I'm a voice to your voice that the incident that happened at the Barry.
Mm.
You always talk on this thing, say, so, frustrating and so shameful to our country. I sat down, even though I was defending the AF, those that went there, so what have you, so seeing that, not even, so, somebody so be graduate to join the police,
Yeah.
the army. But and sometimes really has sat down, seeing that you cannot say that you are a graduate. Be fair to the public. If the people ask you, say I can read this, but I want to join the army, and then the people will take that thing, to say consideration. Say, well, some of these people that want to join the army, they are not, they are not inclined by schooling, but they have a skill, It should be like that. But you cannot come on the public and say graduate from high school and you cannot read a simple sentence. It was so diminishing to our country.
Okay.
So I want to add my voice to say that what those guys are saying that they are graduate and they can't even read a simple sentence. They were so bad to our country.
Okay.
Thank you, ladies, for your show.
Thank you so much, Mohammed Donso. Mansisi, good evening. Welcome.
Hi, dear, my son.
I'm okay today. How are you?
Yeah, thank God, thank you for life.
Okay.
Let me say hi to my daughter in the diaspora. They're not there today, right?
No.
Okay, let me say hi to my daughter. We're extremely well. So, my son, I want to ask a question. When we got to realize that we should sit down with the government now in power that should bring our expertise on the table. When we got to realize that? People are asking questions. Oh, what we're going to realize, my son? Well, yes, says here when we are winning presidency, you call all the political leaders that were in the race with him. Then I want to call them on the table. They named out today called Bwaka. He refused. When they went there, he walked out. And for that day, you call Wea, they saw Wea. Not any president, you call Wea, they saw Wea. 2 hours until they said here end. What a man went to him and called him. Like, my old man, although you want the race, but I want to come together the day like you. We need advances from you people. And they said no. Says here, all of them refused. Why they want for Polo now with Bwaka to bring, I know, expect what they say now to be on the show. For me, I can't understand. We're calling for dialogue now, or we're calling for peace now, or what we're calling for now. What they put for my son, they don't want peace. See what's going on in the country. You're chasing people that voted for, chasing people that were there for you because of something that they made. You paying money. What they put are suffering in the country. You paying money to move one person. When they told you go after today, after America today, what he said that we are 2,000 people that and they have equipment. And you said go after him to the move. Today your vice president sent on state radio, my son. You are a journalist. They play all the place. Send on state radio and telling us that they got men that can penetrate Guinea to catch up village and town. So are you telling me we're not getting anything in this country, right? So the person that we have get come by the person that come by the power, that's something they're defending on. They got people that will capable in their country during the election time. That is telling you so. You will be praying and will say everything that in the darkness. Let's go expose it and go bring it out small. So tell you putting the other one side as of second in the man in this country, vice president. We're looking up to you to find a solution. You are telling Liberia we got men in this country that can penetrate any country to capture town and village. What they put to the border. You think we're going to put a problem like in our country? If we're not putting problem or put a problem like that in Guinea or Sierra Leone or Ghana, they'll feel like in that country, they can penetrate that place and fight war in our country with them. What they did to them, they were calling for questioning now, but they will not do it. But if you're American,
they will call for money. Someone will call the vice president for questioning why he taking men from here.
Yes, the thing he said. That's I know how to say. I know how to call out Tracy or what thing. He put a question in problem. Yes, I know you for myself. They don't reach there. But he put a question into a problem that will got men in the country that can penetrate the country and catch up and village and town. Tell me as the vice saying it. What's my voice say? Say, oh, you're calling for. Please don't call him no question. What he's depending on what he's saying. Who don't put on the tuning in this country that can penetrate those places and catch up village and town. And he can't tell us a vice president. He can tell us. What's going on is only less not to remove it for the parliament because what he said. That they put the money to ease our budget in the army budget to get equipment because we not get more army there. Don't put gas 16,000 and we got 2,000. But who go NIC? If you tell that budget, then normally army will get in the country. You see what's going on, Macha? But they will not call him for questioning. They will not call him because they are own. That they are own. They will not call him for questioning. What he did was wrong. Our poor are fed now in those countries. But let's say on the round table that man bring a expensive where. Especially for women for the 2 years. He no more than coming. He no more everybody will tell him maybe on the country. Instead of expertise, what expertise was not a couple, if you're not Bwaka, you know everything. He can be a way to us. Now to get advice to him. The person that nobody are well educated. But they are messing up so much. They don't say they were smoking the marijuana. I see in their bed. They know that we're not smoking. Why is talking on the same radio? It can call us. It can say, we're Guinean soldier. Thank you, my son, for having my child.
Thank you so
Maybe
much.
I spoke English. It's not right, tell me.
Thank you,
my child.
Thank you, my
Okay.
0777 959 959 0777 959 959 0889 283938 0889 283938. Good evening.
Good evening.
Jones Betty, welcome.
Yeah, Jeff, thanks for recognition. Yeah, this is Jones K. Betty calling from Japanese Freeway.
Okay.
Yeah, listening to the talking point. You first start on Arizona Kumi and little transition to democracy.
Yeah.
Let me start with Arizona. Let's do a comparative analysis. The first round of election 2017, if you think what Arizona Kumi percentage then, it was above 1%.
Oh, he performed well. Yes,
Very well.
He came
When
third.
he came, thank you.
Yeah.
The very time he joined the CPP
Mm-hmm.
and he was betrayed, he got down to 1%. So just a bad signal that Kumi on no condition should have joined the Unity Party and the alliance. It was just intended to make public show of his popularity. Then he was the biggest hand spending all of the money. By the end of the day, what did they do to him? They threw him out. They ridiculed him. The reverend people now. Let me tell you, I'm from the angle of the CDC. Arizona Kumi not a bad person. You put Unity Party and put Arizona Kumi, I will vote Arizona Kumi. I'm always saying, during our 2023 election, we had a better alternative in person of Arizona Kumi. But instead, the people went to President to Joseph Boyka, the Ambassador Boyka. After they asked, what has Arizona Kumi done? After it's laughable. Arizona Kumi has done more for this country than President Joseph Boyka. President Boyka in opposition has no history of going even to a clinic when you get paracetamol tablet to a dying child. He has no history of getting back to society.
Choose with the current situation, education and the sector. Do you think Mr. Cummings can improve the sector? Looking at, like, for example, the public disgrace now coming from those who want to join the army.
Yeah, if Alexander Cummings is elected today by the people of Liberia, I believe he can do his best for this country. I tell you, on no condition, I believe in him. You know, he one of those I'm always trumpeting out there, though I'm from the angle of the CDC. But I'm not looking at my political alignment. I'm looking at Liberia. What our generation after generation will benefit. I'm not blinded by political party government. No, which of course I'm never going to be part of. I'm here for Liberia. Liberia is my political party. And you guys spoke of democracy. There's a complete crackdown democracy. You are a journalist, the president, your president of the president just spoke against the action of this government.
Yes.
Crank down on freedom of speech while they are stepping on freedom of speech every day. Journalists can no longer report freely like in Tampa. Even representatives can no longer speak freely. They are all afraid. They might be suspended, expelled, or in that salary deduction. They are all afraid in this country. Even for us, who normally call, we are all afraid of our life. Peaceful students went out to protest. What did they do? To be whipped. At the end of the day, they released all of those they arrested without any charge or charges. People want to be mounting to protest. They were gunned down. President Boyka never want to come out to condemn the action of the police, the action of police brutality. He hasn't. You know, President Boyka is an abuser of the law. He has no respect. The fanatic Kofa case, a classical example, when he said to we the people of this country that you war with Kuro. President Boyka disrespected eternal position in this country on numerous occasions without any caution that indeed it is a law. I should abide by the law or respect the law. This president, people who were demolished in this country, look at the cost of building. He came with anger. God is not making new land. Is how you talk to your people after your government has made them homeless. They have nowhere to go. He said, God is not making new land. As a leader, you don't speak like that. See what he did of late. Consider his critics as barking dogs. Is that you term their critics? God will criticize you. Yes, he didn't criticize former president we are. You are part of the forum. From place to place, criticize. Whoever refer to your barking dog. Well, it tells you President we are leadership was more mature, more tolerant, more democratic than his current administration. Then people could speak freely, but nowadays you found several now. They have to sign a form and require non-disclosure. That indeed you cannot be out of ministry agency and speak out that indeed you haven't been paid for 3 or 4 months. Why? Why you should clamp down on freedom of speech? Why you should always talk about freedom of speech? Why they cannot talk? People there and they look up to the 150 per month. 3, 4, 5 months said they shouldn't talk. They shouldn't talk. They will be mute out of their page. Is that good?
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, James.
Let's continue cutting down on freedom of speech day after day in this country. And they are awarding for promoting peace and reconciliation. I said, no, that's a fake award to get President Boyka. There's no history of President Boyka calling a reconciliatory conference where he invited all Labrinto. There's no history. President Boyka is not a peacemaker. He's not one of those that can unite people. And that award is a very fake award. We the people of Liberia say no to that award. That award was paid for. PABD, some concessionaire paid for that award. You go see what just happened. I'm AML Liberia for Putu Mountain that the Indian company, Planet One, the people took foreign concessionaire over Liberian concessionaire. Is that you be it? What you cannot invest into your own people? That the money will circulate where the people provide jobs for Liberia. But instead of to be another Bombay very soon, you'll be India again. Where you found people start crying, all right, have a good day.
Thank you, James. Thank you so much for your points. We'll take a few more calls. 0777 959 959 0777 959 959 0889 283938 0889 283938 plus 231 777 959 959. We're almost out of time, so we'll take maybe 1 or 2 more calls on the show tonight. What do you make of the talking points here? We talk the mountain, we talk democracy and other issues as well, the rule of law, the illegal removal or expulsion of Honorable Yeke Kaluba. This person, good evening.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, your name, where you join from?
Near Prince TV.
Ibrahim?
Prince TV.
Prince TV, you call from where?
Call from Chicken Factory.
Let's hear you, Prince.
Yeah, you know we need to do in Liberia now. They don't sell the country, we share the money.
Why would you sell the country? You get a D for the country?
The president, all the sugar again, everything is flat. Everything what you see is flat. So we don't need to sell the country, we share the foreigner, because now the foreigner enjoying the country, because in Nimade, 24 hours and all iron ore in Boma Bridge there. There's only iron ore day and there. Nobody enjoying. But rare, easy for me, I was in the north. What the people did, or Jura, if you go get ore and fuel and gas, then give it to the Turkish government. When the Turkish government are operating, then this something for the citizen see and then agree when they start taking the ore in or Jura. And working the chantier. People get new orgy and get Ojiro. So what the people did, Nana in Nimare, they don't make a criminal. Whole people are living in Nimare. People don't get good facility.
Every mineral that will be extracted, the country should have a percentage.
Yeah, they can get the money. Okay, they can get the money, but they share your money and then eat it. So the country will be half. He told them JU. He said the other one is JU. So everything just said the country will share the money.
Okay. Thank you, my brother. This person, our last caller. Good evening. Good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, you
live.
How are you? Yes. Your name, where you call from?
My name is James Colley, calling from District 16.
James Colley, let's hear you, Colley.
Yeah, I had someone comparing Buaka with Zara Kumi. I said, any kind of good record in the world we're living in.
What's his bad record? What is the bad record you know about Cummings?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you.
No, I'm asking you. You. I'm asking you. You say he has bad record.
He said it already once.
No, I am asking you now to say it. You know bad record. You listen now. Let's have a conversation. You said, you just claim on this radio that he has a bad record. What is the bad record that you, Colley, knows about?
Say you don't know it. You can't. That making me president for this country.
No, then I can keep you on. You don't come on radio and just make sweeping statements. That's why sometimes when people call, we cut you off. Then you say, "Oh, they cut me off. They cut me off." Don't come on the radio and just make your sweeping statement. Yeah. The next time you call here and you don't have anything to say, I look at your number now. You don't have anything to say. I will just give you red card from calling on the show here. Okay. So well, we have to go. We've out of time already. Thanks to all of you who place your call. Thanks to those of you who listen as well. Some of you, yes, the silent listeners. And of course, I'm not going to answer your call, my brother. So the silent listeners as well. Thanks to you. We'll be back here on tomorrow, 7 o'clock. And of course, with another edition. My name is Jefferson. We are. Have yourselves a blessed day from Monrovia. Bye-bye.
Take me back to Liberia, where the drums still play my song. Take me back to my homeland. It's the place where I belong.
LIB Future TV, giving voice to progressive Liberians, speaking about politics, entertainment, and local news.